I'm here with Kate Ferguson, Chief Marketing Officer for Sydney Children's Hospital. She says she wants to change the future for sick kids so that her children and all children across our state can access the very best healthcare when and where they need it. Welcome to the studio, Kate Ferguson.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Kate, where is the Sydney Children's Hospital located?
So, the Sydney Children's Hospitals Foundation is the exclusive philanthropic partner of the Sydney Children's Hospital Network, and that looks after Sydney's two children's hospitals. So, there's the Children's Hospital at Westmead, and there's the Sydney Children's Hospital at Randwick. So, both hospitals we are fundraising for as part of our annual Christmas appeal.
And how long has this Christmas appeal been going on for?
We have been running this for many years now, and it's an amazing time for us to call upon the community in Sydney to really get behind supporting sick and injured children, especially at this Christmas time. We do find that Australians remain so generous, and supporting sick kids remains a cause that's really close to people's hearts. And it's been wonderful to see the outpouring of support for the Sydney Children's Hospitals Foundation annual Christmas appeal. It's a lovely time of year to be able to give back to sick and injured children who are really, the next generation, and we should be making sure they're all healthy and thriving.
Kate, you're a board member for so many foundations, including Sick Kids, Global Fellow for International Women's Forum. Tell us about that.
Oh, thank you. I have been very proud in my career to be able to do things that have a purpose and generate a social impact. So being able to work at the Sydney Children's Hospitals Foundation, for example, means that I can have a role where everything we do has meaning and impact on sick kids. I'm also on the board of another really special organization, Hospitals United for Sick Kids, which is a national platform for children's health. And it's just really wonderful to be able to have a role where we can give back to community.
Giving back to community and making a difference. What difference would this fundraising effort make for the Sydney Children's Hospital?
Yes, thank you. The money that we raise during the Christmas appeal, it goes straight to the front line to those two children's hospitals. We fund things like groundbreaking new medical technology. We fund clinical trials and research so that we can find cures and diagnosis for rare diseases. We fund roles that help with better and enhanced patient experience. For example, child life therapists and art therapists who can help sick children through the very complications of being in hospital and going through procedures, which can be very scary for young children. We fund the next generation of doctors with our fellowship program. So we really try in very different ways to be able to support the Sydney Children's Hospital Network to be able to give the very best care to our children.
Kate, over the years you've seen, how has it improved in care and experience for sick children?
I can give you one very excellent example of this. Actually, just in a few weeks, we're moving into a new hospital building at Randwick. So the Sydney Children's Hospital at Randwick has a brand new facility for emergency department, intensive care, and other critical services. And this new building is just phenomenal. There are single patient rooms so that the family unit can stay together in the hospital and all be together with the most up-to-date equipment and medical technology. And philanthropy played a really big part in bringing that new building to life. And in just a few more months, their similar building is going up at the Children's Hospital at Westmead. So brand new facilities for our children at both hospitals in Sydney. And it's really going to make such a difference to the family unit as they're in hospital. The thoughtfulness of the design of these buildings, it puts the patient and family first. And the clinician experience first so that it really can deliver enhanced patient care.
Kate, how often and how long do the children come to hospital?
So over the Christmas period, so in December, we're expecting about 1,000 children to have overnight stay in our hospitals. We have about 167,000 children go through the hospitals each year. And some of those are just for a quick emergency department visit, as you can imagine. But there are children who stay for really extended periods in the hospital, sometimes months, when they've had a critical injury or are going through a very serious illness.
Are we understaffed in the children's hospital with nurses and doctors?
I think that we always want to make sure that we're doing the most we can for sick children. So I think we have a very excellent healthcare system, and the doctors and nurses at the Sydney Children's Hospital found at the Sydney Children's Hospital network continue to always go and above and beyond for sick kids. And we're glad that philanthropy can help where it can to make that experience even better.
So this money will also help services and take the stress off it.
That's right.
Kate, what are some of the fun things the children do, the activities in the hospital?
So I think it's really interesting to see how people in the community really understand that importance of having a positive patient experience in the hospital. One of the things that the foundation does is we deliver an art program. So we have artist educators that visit patients at the bedside and run kind of art experience programs and get to have time with a patient to talk to them and to provide that kind of comfort and experience through art. We also, at Christmas time, we decorate the hospital as much as we can with all the festivities. We have a lot going on to make the experience at Christmas as special as possible, including Santa visits and lots of presents.
And opening those presents, how excited are the children?
They're always so excited. It's very hard to be away from home and in the hospital at Christmas, not just for the child, but for the whole family unit. It's so disruptive. But to be able to have those small moments of joy and to be able to feel as normal as possible during this very difficult time, it's very important and it means a lot. And I know that it means a lot to patients and families that I've speak to. It means a lot that they know that the community supports them through the Christmas appeal. It means they feel seen and recognized and that the cause is worthy and that the community is behind them. And that does actually really mean a lot to people in the hospital.
Kate, how common is childhood injuries and illnesses? In our community, somebody will know some child that's in hospital.
That's absolutely right. Whether it's just a broken arm or something more serious, it does seem to touch all of our lives. But I will touch on something more unique. Right now, there are more than 400,000 children in Australia who live with a rare disease. And these are diseases that are obviously they're rare, so they're highly uncommon. They're always very difficult to diagnose because sometimes there might only be a few children in Australia or in fact even the world that has this condition. And so research and tools that can do faster diagnosis and the work that the network is doing to translate research straight to bedside, so to get those diagnoses and treatments straight to the patient. It's really groundbreaking the work that's happening, the way that they're able to personalize medicine now. So to take your disease and personalize the treatment down to your DNA so that you can get a faster and more swift treatment. It's really important. But for 95% of children with a rare disease, there is no cure, and there's just long treatments that need to happen. And it can be very hard and disruptive for children. But I just wanted to make that note that rare diseases are actually one of the most common. It's just that they're all different and unique.
Kate, how much does this appeal mean to the rural kids, the ones that fly in, come in from the country into the city with no family or support?
Thank you. That's a great question and such an important part of the experience. As part of our philanthropic funding, the Sydney Children's Hospital Network also have an amazing service. It's called NETS. It's the neonatal transportation service, where they have just the most amazing equipment. So figure a helicopter and an ambulance which is fitted out with all the most intensive neonatal care. So the incubators and the cribs and all of the specialized small equipment that's customized just for young children. And they fly all over New South Wales and drive in their ambulances to get kids back into Sydney to the amazing care that's delivered at the two children's hospitals here. And it's a really important service because so many of the patients are from rural and regional areas. And I'd also flag a really important program, Virtual Kids, which is where the Sydney Children's Hospital Network is also providing a lot more care now virtually to kids in rural and regional areas, which means they don't have to make the long trip to Sydney and they can still get that specialized, excellent care from the network virtually. And that's been an amazing program.
And also coloring in books and activities in the bedside.
They're so important. They are small things, but they really do make an impact on kids and their families when they're in the hospital. So we do provide art packs, pens, pencils. We have a lot of corporate partners that give us that stuff so that we can share them with the patients. Those small things do make a difference. And that's the importance of the Christmas appeal because we can help with those small but really mighty things that help a patient experience in the hospital.
So $20, what would that buy?
It might seem like not a big donation, but $20 all added up by our community, it makes a really big difference. Last year at Christmas, we raised around $15 million, and that money went straight to the front line of kids' health. We funded those beautiful new buildings I just referred to. We funded our art therapy programs, child life therapists, and we funded extremely important research that's happening to help translate those medical breakthroughs straight to the patient at the bedside.
And do you have movie time at the Sydney Children's Hospital?
There are movie nights and there are also specialized television streaming services by the bedside. So each child has access to quite good entertainment in the bedside systems.
If there was one wish list on your wish list, what would it be?
My wish, I mean, my broad and general wish is that everyone is safe and healthy and happy during this festive period. But I especially wish that for the children who are in the hospital right now, and I hope that they can get home and be home with their families for Christmas.
Thank you so much, Kate, for this interview.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me talk about this important Christmas appeal.
Okay, thanks, Kate.